Police in Harrisburg are investigating a deadly shooting. This comes after a weekend of violence. Let's take a listen right now. A press conference has just got started.
Patrol units responded to the area North 5th and Pfeffer Streets in reference to some shots being fired in that area. Upon arrival, an adult male gunshot victim was encountered. He was transported to the local hospital where he was treated and listed in stable condition. Unfortunately, he was uncooperative throughout the subsequent investigation. But we're doing the best we can from our end, but obviously we need some cooperation from our victim in that case. Moving it up to yesterday, last evening, March 27th at about 21:26 hours, Harrisburg Police Patrol units were dispatched to the Amtrak train station a couple blocks east of where we're standing right now in reference to 2 shots being fired at that location. Upon arrival, they encountered an adult male gunshot victim. He was sitting in a taxi cab. He was a taxi cab driver. That individual was subsequently transported to a local hospital where unfortunately he succumbed to his injuries. The victim was identified as Kenneth Cobb. I'll spell that Kenneth, K-E-N-N-E-T-H, Cobb, C-O-B-B, date of birth 5/6 of 1962. This appears to have been a targeted incident, and I can assure you it's a very active and ongoing investigation at this time. We have detectives out in the field as we speak, working some leads. Anyone with information is asked to contact Dauphin County Dispatch at 717-558-6900 and ask for the city police, or they can contact Detective Ian Dawson. He's our lead detective in this case. His phone is area code 717-255-3187. He can also be emailed at idawson, I'll spell that I-D-A-W-S-O-N, at harrisburgpa.gov. You can also submit anonymous tips through our Crime Watch portal. That's all I have at this time.
Thank you, Captain. The past couple of months have been very active for Harrisburg City. There's been numerous shootings. There's been numerous calls of shots fired. Harrisburg police are actively investigating all of the cases. It's unfortunate, but this is the 8th homicide that we have so far in the city. And I've been thinking back, I don't remember it being this active this early, but as everybody here knows, crime spikes and then crime drops down. But we are doing everything that we can possibly do. We have people on overtime working these cases. We have made some very good leads in these cases, and we're going to bring resolution to some of these cases very, very soon. The mayor is very adamant about the crime in this city. She's very concerned, but she is not soft on crime. We are doing everything that we can possibly do. We're getting a whole lot of phone calls, and I want to thank the public, because the public, they have partnered with us somewhat, and they're doing everything that they can to support us with these here shots fired, and these here people running around with guns that they should not have. With that being said, we can take questions.
Why do you guys think the taxi driver was killed? What in the investigation can you tell us about that particular circumstance?
Without getting into too much detail, Captain Will, he can answer that.
Do you know if
Like our commissioner said, we can't really get a whole lot into details at this point. I'd be willing to just let it at that. From what we know about the investigation, it appears to be a targeted incident.
You say targeted. You guys used this a couple times recently. I just want to be clear for you. When you say targeted, you mean this was not a random violence?
It doesn't appear that way. I can't say that for certain, but I'm a reasonable, intelligent guy, and it just doesn't seem like that.
from targeted, does that mean that the motive was likely money or something else?
I have no idea what the motive was at this time.
Is it believed to be a robbery?
I can't get into that at this time. I'm sorry. I wish I could give you a little bit more, but I don't want to compromise the integrity of the investigation that we have so far.
Yes, sir.
About this recent violence, you said you've never seen, well, you can't remember it being like this. I guess a lot of people are wondering, I mean,
There are a couple of things going on that we're doing with other agencies, surrounding agencies, with the state, the federal, the local governments. I'm talking to some outside police agencies, having other undercover people come in. You can look at the COVID, the pandemic. You can look at the mental health aspect of everything. You can look at people not working, some people not trying. You can look at, numerous things, that could quite possibly be the reason for this here uptick in our violence. But whatever, that the reason is, it doesn't cut mustard with us. It is not called for. It's uncalled for. It is senseless. You're taking somebody else's life, and we are not going to tolerate that. We are actively looking for the city people. We have some very good leads, some very good tips, and I wish that we can bring resolution quicker to some of these shootings, but they take time. And that's what the media and the public must understand. Sometimes it takes time to solve these cases because we only get one shot at it. Excuse that frame, but we only get one chance to make everything right, because if we jump the gun and if we charge somebody and then we go to court and if we lose it, we can't take it back. So we're taking our time, we're crossing all T's, dotting all I's, and they will get had.
What would you say to the residents that are fearful for their safety and also their kids' safety?
I would say to them that you're in a very tough situation. Harrisburg is a lovely city. We have a lot going on here. My officers, the staff, especially Mayor Williams, the DA's office, the governor, we all care for the citizens of Harrisburg. I would say to them, hold on, because help is coming. Things will get better. Things will get better. We do not have a crystal ball. We cannot tell when somebody's going to pull a trigger, when shots are going to go off. We don't know who's beefing with who. I wish I did have that much power, because we would have zero crime, but we don't. So we're doing everything that we can possibly do, and then more. There's some things that we can't talk about, but I guarantee you that things are being taken care of right now.
One more question. Are police shortages maybe hindering investigations or anything of that matter?
Yes, and as you know, Harrisburg has a police shortage like every other police agency nationwide. We're doing things that we can do. We're testing to hire more officers, and having, police officers is fine, and that's good, more officers, because that helps us to answer calls. But the biggest thing that I would say that helps is the cooperation of the citizens of the city, because if we all unite and come together and push these bad people out and start telling on people, and then that'll cut down on a whole lot of violence, because neighborhoods would stand up. They would have one strong voice and say that we're not going to tolerate it, we're not going to put up with it. So I encourage that to happen, and it's been going on. And I encourage people to go in their kids' rooms, toss their rooms, do any and everything that they can do to make sure that they don't have a family member that's caught up in carrying guns and shooting guns and joining gangs.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, you were just listening to a press conference there led by Harrisburg Police Commissioner Thomas Carter. This is once again addressing another weekend of violence in the city, another weekend of shootings. The latest one was a deadly shooting last night, the 8th homicide of the year so far in the capital city. This all happened at the Amtrak train station in downtown Harrisburg last night. A cab driver was shot and killed. He's been identified as 59-year-old Kenneth Cobb. Police say that they don't have a motive for this shooting right now, but they do say this is a targeted incident. Commissioner Carter saying that this has been a very active few months and that they are working hard on all of these cases. Mayor Wanda Williams was there as well during that press conference. She did not speak, but Commissioner Carter did say that the mayor is very concerned about all of this violence and that she is not soft on crime. He definitely reiterated that a couple of times. And he also said, once again, an impassioned plea from Commissioner Carter asking for the help from the public to help with all of these investigations. Of course, we will have a complete wrap of this story coming up tonight on ABC 27 News at 5.